Ahoj, vítejte na mobilenet.cz u našeho dalšího videa a dneska tady mám exkluzivního hosta, protože mým hostem je Madhav Sheth, který je viceprezidentem Realme a zároveň je CEO Realme pro Indii a Evropu. Dobrý den, hello.
Ahoj.
A dneska si budeme povídat o tom, jaký úspěch se skrývá za Realme, co nového Realme třeba plánuje pro následující měsíce a roky a doufám, že se mi z Madhava podaří třeba vytáhnout i nějaké zajímavé informace. Já teďka přehodím do angličtiny, tak se můžete těšit na zajímavé informace. Hello Madhav, thank you for taking the time to talk with me. And just right to the point, the Realme started in 2018.
Yeah.
And from that time, it was like clear story of success. What's the recipe for such growth? Because you are the fastest growing brand in the world, right now.
Yeah, we are the fastest growing smartphone brand in the world since last 7 consecutive quarters. And we want to continue being the fastest growing smartphone brand. And just wanted to correct the numbers. Yes, we have achieved around 100 million active smartphone users in a span of 3 years. 20th of August this year, we completed our 3rd year. And I believe that basically just before that, few days before that, we have achieved more than 100 million active users. Now, Realme is not just about a smartphone brand, but now it's a complete ecosystem brand. So coming back to your question, how did we achieve the success? There's two simple recipe. There's no secret behind it. A, we are a community-driven brand. We listen to our consumers very clearly on what they want, at what price point they want. B, the products, which is the fundamental for any success. And we made sure that the product, which is the most important thing in terms of performance and designs, are never been compromised at any given price point.
Your chairman, Mr. Lee, recently set the strategy that you could sell 100 million phones in 2023. Do you think this goal is achievable? Are you on track?
See, when he sets a vision, it is my duty to execute it. And I believe I want to make it believe and practical before 2022 ends.
Okay.
Right. So
even sooner.
Even sooner. Yeah.
Okay. You are now number 5 in Europe, is it right?
We are among the top 5 vendors. In a lot of countries, we are among the top 3 also, yes.
And in Czech Republic, already in last year, it was basically 1 year after you entered the market, or a few months after you entered the market, you climbed to also in the top 5. Where are you now?
We are among the top 4 right now in Czech, and in Europe, I think Czech was one of the first countries where we were among the top 5.
What are your ambitions for the next year? Where do you want to climb?
To be among the top 3 in Czech.
Okay. Do you see any specific needs or tastes in the Czech market or the Central European markets?
Probably, I believe the consumers across the globe are similar. They are looking for a performance and price to spec ratio. Performance is something which every geeks needed, and we are the brand who particularly target this community, which are the young community, which are from the age of 16 to 35 or 30. These are the community which are one of the most demanding people on the planet from their devices. Their expectation from the devices are very high, and if you are able to satisfy them, I think basically other communities are much more easier for us to convince. Yeah.
What is the connection to OPPO, OnePlus, and so on? Does this connection to these brands that you are in the same group help you to grow this way? Because recently, if I am not mistaken, you also worked for OPPO for a short time.
Yeah, I may not speak about OnePlus, but basically yes, do we share with OPPO our supply chain and some of the R&D resources also, right? And basically apart from that, I think our company strategy or our company is completely different from OPPO.
How long does it take in Realme to develop a phone from this drawing board to the mass production?
I think roughly it takes around 150 days.
150 days, so less than a half a year?
Yeah, almost.
Which is very fast.
Yeah, I think that it is extremely important in today's time to have an upgrades on the phones, because it's a technology industry and moving faster is extremely important. Consumers today, specifically the consumers what Realme wants to target, they always want to have an upgraded technology on their phone. They do not want to lag behind the technology, and they always want to have the latest ones and not the generation X ones. So I think that's extremely important for us to make sure that we have a revamped version at least within 6 months to about 8 months time.
Even in the Czech market, you are very strong in the lower and middle segment. You also have many phones in the very similar price point. Why do you think this is the strategy a good strategy to have so many phones competing between each other?
We have launched few of the series over here, but Realme is not just about an entry-level smartphones. Realme has got a complete range of smartphones, starting from entry-level, going up to the high-end smartphones.
The GT.
The GT ones, which we are launching right now in Europe. So I think Realme's ambition is to make sure that basically we can, give consumers at every single price point multiple choices to the users, and that's the only thing which we wanted. Narza was mainly for the gamers, and as I said, basically when we see a lot of gamers around, they are not more concerned about the aesthetics of the phone. They are more concerned about on the processing capabilities of the phone or the speed of the phone. So that's the reason we wanted to make sure that we give them a separate series which is specifically dedicated to the gamers only. So Realme is a full-fledged hit brand, starting from an entry-level smartphones going up to the high-end smartphones.
Is there an ambition to bring even higher series than the GT, and to compete with like very top smartphones in different price points?
We look at the innovations and then we think about the price points first, right? So it depends on what are the innovations. So it's not about the higher the price point or lower the price points. We never thought about GT ME to be launched at around 350 euro or something like that, or maybe GT launching at around 500 euro. We never thought about it, but we made sure that basically we design the product first and then we decide the price on it. So we start working backwards on that way.
So what are the most important innovation you are bringing now to the portfolio? What people want? I
have a very clear concept on the innovations. It has to be very practical, it has to be usable, it has to be durable. This is an extremely important thing for the innovations when we bring it to the consumers, to the mass market. I cannot bring any innovations which can be called as an innovation, but we cannot be used in a mass market way, right? So basically I believe any innovation which can simplify the life of people or day-to-day life, I think that's something which is really innovative. Let me give you an example. 65 was Super Dart Charge. The Super Dart Charge is a charging solution, so if somebody uses it once, you will never go back to your normal charging solutions, which was available in Realme 8 Pro and many other devices from Realme now. From the mid-range to high range, we bring the charging solutions. We are the first ones to bring the magnetic charging solution with an equivalent speed of a wired charging.
We were
the first ones to bring the 125 watt charging solution. So what we are trying to do is how can we save time of the people, and this is what we believe is practical, rather than bringing something which innovation which is completely useless. Right?
Yeah. What I really liked is the MagDart. I think this is very usable. How was it received in the community? Is it something you see people want, and do you want to introduce it to more phones in your portfolio?
People needed magnetic charging solutions for Android, and the only request was that basically how can we have the similar speed of a wired charging? Because people have seen a lot of wireless charging before, but they're much slower than the wired charging. How can we bring it at a similar speed of a wired charging? And that was the only thought process before we designed this MagDart.
Some manufacturers are arguing that the fast charging or such fast charging of the relatively small battery can hurt the battery life.
That's completely bogus claims. I believe that basically we have designed so many phones. I believe including if you see the Dart charger users, there will be millions of users around the world right now for Dart charging, and they have never complained anything as such before. This is one of the safest technology, and basically we do a lot of durable tests before we launch it. Right?
Another field that you are very active is the camera.
Yeah, definitely. Camera is something which I think is extremely important right now for all the teens. Right? It may be Instagram or it may be TikTok, anything as such, but I think a camera is an extremely important feature. So if you see on our camera, we have specifically given multiple filters. So they do not have to install the third-party apps, but definitely they can use the inbuilt filters and they can use as a social-ready camera phone. That's how it is.
And you have many filters in it. Yeah, I saw it. All right, what about 5G?
See, 5G is the future. We all need to understand that basically the speed of technology is extremely important. And 5G, we never imagined what 4G is going to bring when the 3G era was there. We would never have any faster apps what we have today in the 3G era. So 5G is something what is going to be definitely the future. And we are investing more than $300 million, out of which 90% of the investments will go to 5G resources.
Okay.
The most important reason I would say is basically that we are looking for a phone. As I said, design and performance is going to be one of the key aspects. In the phone right now, which I am holding, which is GTME, is 174 grams phone. Is a 5G phone, one of the slimmest 5G phones what we have manufactured up till now. That's what we want to do. We want to make sure that the 5G is not bulky, it's beautiful, it's lighter, and it's usable. It's future ready as well.
Yeah, but if you say about slimmer or lighter, there is always a compromise or battle between how slim the device can be and the battery size.
Basically, with this phone, with GT, we still have 4300 milliamp hour battery with a faster charging solution of 65 watts, which means that basically your phone is completely charged within less than 40 or 45 minutes. And now we have got 4000 milliamp hour battery, which gives you for the whole day battery life. I think it's more than sufficient for anyone.
So you think it's the best strategy is to have like slimmer phone and with the super fast charging, and you can top up whenever you want?
Yeah, but still I have got a battery life which stays for the whole day.
What about small phones? Maybe this is something specific to Czech market, because many our readers are complaining there are no more flagship or even mid-tier, mid-end phones about 5-inch or below 5-inch of screen. Do you think there is a room for that in Realme portfolio, or is this so specific for Czech market that this is not in plans?
I would just say, why not? We do not mind designing any phones in the future which are as per the user orientation. But as far as now, what we have always received from our community, which are youth, they've always requested a bigger screen phones, because more and more content post lockdown specifically are viewed through bigger screen phones. Battery life, which they need a better life. With our charging solutions, where they can even watch the content and charge at the same speed, because a lot of phones, when you're gaming or when you're watching a content and we try to charge at the same time, the speed is slower. It cuts to half. With this Realme, it doesn't do that. So I think we are focusing on something which is more relevant right now. And we have never received this type of request, but I've heard it for the first time, and definitely I'll get deep dive into the community and look into it. If there's definitely a demand for it, we'll definitely try to go into it.
Great. Well, we'll look forward to it. I think even at least Czech users will.
It will be my pleasure to do that, for sure.
Regarding the Android and the user interface, are you thinking of bringing some phones also with a clean Android?
We need to understand one thing, the customization up to the point where you do not send bloatwares. I think that customization is extremely important for the people. So when you give a clean Android, there are a lot of customization features in our Realme UI, because by the way, Realme UI is one of the cleanest UI in the Android and one of the smoothest and the fastest UI in the Android. A lot of features like say for example your courier express deliveries, you get an automatic notifications from your mails. So all this type of UI and plugins definitely help you to improve your efficiency, and that type of UI really helps it. So better than clean UI, you need a layer of UI, but which is much cleaner, smoother and faster.
Okay.
And much closer to the stock Android versions. But at the same time, that UI gives you a complete customization features according to your own specific preferences. And that's what the UI I would prefer, and this is what we have done with Realme UI 2.0.
And even with your cheapest phones, you want to withhold that promise of 2 Android version updates?
Yeah, we do that. Yeah.
Okay.
And not only Android versions, but also the security patch as well, which is extremely important in today's time.
Since Realme does not only manufacture phones, but also you are actively enlarging your portfolio in smart home, notebooks, wearables, and so on. What are your plans in this regard in the Czech market? Do you plan to introduce some of these in Czech as well?
We believe that basically we are not just a smartphone brand. Within 3 years, we have graduated from a smartphone brand to a completely ecosystem brand. And we want to expand further. And by saying ecosystem is all about, now we have launched a notebook, smart audio, smart wearables, which we have also launched TWS, smart watches, and smart TVs, and also a lot of host of tech lifestyle products, maybe smart weighing scales. So everything which is connected through a hub, which is Realme Link app, connected on your mobile phone, where you can also have a customized features according to your own user preferences. So I think that's what Realme is trying to do, that because we believe that everything nearby you, which is conventional, will move to smart. How can Realme create mobile phone as a hub and try to move everything nearby as a smart one? That's the whole ecosystem logic. Yeah.
And are you talking about this year in Czech market? You want to introduce all these products in the Czech market
Not
this
all,
year?
but yes, few of them definitely I want to launch it. Like laptops is something which is a category which we want to launch. TWS is a category which we want to launch it, and smart watches, which I would love to launch.
Okay, so people could bring and buy smartwatches and laptops with the Realme brand under the Christmas tree.
Probably yes.
Great, thank you. Thank you very much for your time and have a safe journey back.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Díky moc za sledování tohoto videa a budu se s vámi těšit zase na další videa na mobilenet.cz nebo dalších našich serverech. Děkuji moc, mějte se hezky, ahoj.
Ahoj.
Nice.